Yes. Well, hello everybody and welcome. Welcome to Steel Home. This is the ninth session of Steel Home here in Lee, Massachusetts. We're at the fabulous CTSB Community Television of the Southern Berkshire studio. Once again, I want to thank everybody here for allowing me and everybody to bring this music to you. They do such a fantastic job with the community. Today's show, we have some special guests. Jasperoo is here. And who is Jasperoo? Jasperoo is Mary Beth and John Bunch. And if you go to any of the markets anywhere in the Northeast, you will have seen them. They play all over. I lose track of where you guys
we do
are.
too.
All over, everywhere from the Hudson River Valley up north, all the way over to Block Island, and then we're in between. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you,
Thank you
Daryl.
so much.
We're glad to
Great
be here.
song. That was
Yeah, Angeline the Baker.
Angeline the Baker.
Yes, so we usually at the farmers markets, we often dedicate that to whoever the
yeah.
bakers are. But it's actually the first old-time tune that I ever learned, which is not that long ago, 2018. And it's kind of was a beginning guitars, which I had not played the guitar for quite some time, and we went to the Ashokan Old Time Rollick camp, and Deb Clifford was the guitar teacher. She has since passed away, so I honor her by playing that tune. But Deb really taught us to listen to the melody, and she said, just come in here and just play these chords. I said, I know those. I remember those from high school. And just close your eyes and just listen to this melody. And that might be a fiddle player or a banjo. Like
I
John
looked
plays.
up that song last night on Wikipedia. Do you know who wrote that song?
No.
Stephen Foster?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, he knows.
Well, so Stephen Foster wrote the song. I don't think the version that we're doing today is Stephen Foster's.
Right. But
I mean, it's close enough.
close enough.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's been played by so many people, especially in the bluegrass community and old time music, right? But
Yeah.
Stephen Foster, that's at around 1850.
Yeah.
So talk about roots music, right? That's it right there.
Yeah, a lot of these tunes, I mean, that tune is in a way exceptional because it does have an author. You know, a lot of these, like you can look them up on Wikipedia or we have books, you know, and they're like, we have no idea. Somewhere in the mists of the past, you know.
Right, right.
Where it came from.
So you're playing 12-string
I am.
and a 4-string banjo, right?
This is a 4-string, so it looks just like a 5-string, except it has 4 strings.
Right.
Yeah, so it's lacking the short string up here.
And how is it tuned?
It is tuned in a weird way that, again, is old. It dates from the 19th century. It's tuned C, G, B, D, so it's not an open chord. The bluegrassers use an open chord like this.
Open G.
Open G, and then they have the 5th string, which so it goes like that.
Right, right.
This came in the late 19th century, maybe 1900, to play jazz on, basically.
And you play with a pick.
And I'm playing with a pick that was always played with a pick, just straight up guitar pick. Basically, when jazz started to come in with horns and drums and stuff, the banjo players just wanted to get as loud as they could and try and get above the tuba, you know, or the snare.
They succeeded.
Yep. So, and that's exactly what they would have been doing in New Orleans.
Now you guys, besides doing some oldies, some roots music, you write your own music as well, right? We'll get to hear some of that today.
Yep.
All right.
I got to switch instruments for that, but
Right.
What do you feel like? What are you going to play for us now?
we are going to play "Let Us Get Together," which I admit, as a boomer, I know from the first Hot Tuna album, but Jorma Kaukonen got it from his teacher, Reverend Gary Davis.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah, who lived in.
Used to play his song too. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a number of songs that became very famous, and this is one of my favorites because The lyrics are very simple. It goes, "Let us get together right down here."
But we're not going to sing. But if you want to, anybody wants to.
We can do this?
Sure.
All right, give me a G just to.
Let us get together right down here.
That's right.
Nice. Let us get together right down
Right
here.
down here.
Reverend Gary Davis, yeah. A lot of, back in the folk era, and even after that, a lot of the folks came to study with him.
They would go up
Yorma,
for
right.
lessons, yeah.
Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Also, there was a bunch of people.
There's a whole history there. I don't know that. I mean, that's before my generation. So, but yeah, they would go. But he was specialized in the blues finger picking.
Yep,
and,
yep. I studied with Woody Mann for a little bit, and Woody was also another student of his. Yeah, it was the
Okay.
alternate finger style.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and Yorma, of course, really took that. And to this day, he's one of the great living masters of that.
Yeah, yep, yep. And you've been doing this a long time. I mean, you were playing in college, right? And before
Well,
that,
in high
probably?
school, right.
High
So
school?
we've both been playing music for a long time. I think I got my first 12-string guitar when I was about 12. And I was doing the folk circuit, pretty much in originals and folk things. I think I won a prize in middle school, 8th grade maybe. And then you can tell your own story about you've always did rock bands, but blues bands in different places, and as a guitar player.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the banjo. So we've been playing music together for 45 years.
Wow.
We've been married for 44. But I didn't know about the banjo until about 20 years in. So
Would that have changed?
well, it was a good thing, that we were as far along in the relationship, probably, because I'm not particularly a banjo fan. We come from different. We have some common music fandom and things, but
Right.
we have kind of different
Right.
things. So
My dad had a banjo. That was the first instrument I ever saw in the house. And then later my mother, who was a preschool teacher, got a guitar to play songs for the children. And I was probably 9, and at that point I just basically stole the guitar and put the banjo aside for 50 years. But then I saw one in a pawn shop, actually, and I said, $100, maybe I'll give that a try again,
But lucky for us too, he's gotten back to playing some guitar again. So we'll
Yeah.
do some of that as well.
Great,
So,
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, super.
Yeah. But it's been a lot of fun to do this style of music because the old time music feels akin to some of the originals that we used to write. And you mentioned that, we'll play some of those. But also just again, it's about the melody, and the folk songs and the rock songs of our era that we especially are fond of have gorgeous melodies. Musical theater as well, so.
We just got a CD of some crazy, like Danish guys. One of them's a bassoon player, and they do all these rock songs like Pink Floyd and stuff with like bassoon and cello and organ, and it sounds fantastic. No lyrics, no vocals. He plays the lead, whatever on the bassoon, but it just proves what great melodies a lot of those songs have.
Right. Yeah. What are you going to play next? We're going to switch instruments to do this.
Yeah.
I think that's right. So you're going to go in your guitar life.
Yep.
So these are John's tunes, so you can talk about those.
Well, this is just a, what is this one? I would say it's a kind of fake Allman Brothers tune, but that sort of describes all of my tunes, so. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Anybody who can actually pull off a fake Allman Brothers tune is doing pretty well.
Or anything close. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that thing. Yeah, it's got new strings like this morning, so that's going to take some.
You were going to Prowlin?
Yeah, so we're going to do a tune. We're doing a tune called Prowlin, which is, that top E is still.
Yeah.
It's off of our last CD. Oops.
You live with that?
It's still a little low, that top E.
Okay, that's not what I know. You can't trust the machines.
That I can live with. Anyway, Prowlin, off of our last CD, which is called Market Day. Right?
Right.
Growlin'. Nice. Off your latest CD.
It's a little bit of a cat reference.
Uh-huh.
So the reason why we're called Jasperoo is because we had one of our first early gigs coming up, and they said, "Oh, well, great, send us a little bio and your name of the band." I go, "Name of the band," and as you know, naming a band is a serious business. And I thought, I don't even know if it's in me to try to name another band, but there were the Cats at that time, Jasper and Roo, and so we're named for the cats who have since crossed the Rainbow Bridge. But this Prowlin is a cat reference to our new cat, Mrs. Fezziwig, but her name is not part of the band name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like the
Okay.
name Jasperoo. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Kind of a jamboree.
kind of uplifting. Every once in a while, we enjoy how young families seem to enjoy our music, and also elders as well. But every once in a while, I'll see a dad or a mom with a little guy, or a grandmother with a little guy, and say, "Oh, this little guy's name is Jasper," and we always call him Jasperoo. So I said, "Okay, that's adorable. Who knew?"
There you go.
These,
These tuning moments are very
they've been
important
under the
in our
lights
lives.
long enough
Yeah.
that they're.
We tell people it is worth it.
The guy who made this banjo is a guy by the name of Douglas Unger in Ohio, and he is quite well known, and he's north of 80 now, right?
Just north of it.
Yeah, but he's well known in this for the gorgeous inlays
Yes,
and the
yeah.
engraving and all this stuff, which is also on the back as well. But he is an ultra traditionalist, so he insists on calf skin heads and the old style tuning machines that never worked, and also not using things like this little electronic tuner. So I let him persuade me for 1 year. And I said, never again. I'm getting a modern synthetic head, modern tuners, and an electronic device. It's still a great instrument, though.
It's beautiful. Yeah. What do you got?
All right. So here we have something from another stream or tradition, blues. Frankie and Johnny, and you know, as we discussed, I looked this up on the internet, and there are so many versions they couldn't even. 100, 200 versions, all by famous people, including Elvis. But we're not doing Elvis's version.
No.
Well, if it's okay, I'm going to join you on this.
Well, we'd like that.
All
a lot.
right, love to.
And by the way, as I told Mary Beth here, I often said that if I was going to add one instrument to Jasperoo, it would be a lap steel.
And then there you were.
Yeah,
And
here
there
I
you
am.
were.
So, good deal.
All right, so
All right.
key of A with a short introduction.
It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks.
Fun is fun.
That is
That was nice.
ideal.
fun.
Yeah,
That brings the blues. Boy.
it does.
You play a lot of. You actually play a lot of blues songs.
A fair
They're in
number.
the blues vein, you know.
Yeah, sort of, and it's fun to see how those are received. You see the variety of different kinds of tastes
Right,
out there because
right.
we were rock musicians for a long time, so some of our originals have a little bit more, it definitely in
More- yeah,
four,
more dry, more-
and you
yeah.
and you see people who are responding to that, but then there's a lot of lovers of the blues out
Yeah,
there, and which is really fun.
We could take it out on a blues.
That sounds good.
Okay.
I think we'll do that, folks. Thanks for joining us. It's been another great show. Thank you for coming, and I hope you come back.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
inviting us.
It's been
Good
a
heavens.
pleasure.
So we're gonna head out now, and see you next time.
This is You Got to Move by Mississippi Fred McDowell, followed by Skillet Blues by Jasperoo.
Good stuff. All right.